What is up, YouTube? I finally did it. I finally caught a fish. It feels like it's been years, but I finally caught a fish. Me, Brandon, and Elsa went out to Buckroe Pier, or formerly Buckroe Pier. I believe it's James T. Wilson Pier now. So if you're familiar with the 757 area, go check it out. I guarantee you'll catch something. It might not be what you want to catch, but you're going to catch something. So if you've been having a streak of bad luck, go check it out. They're open 24/7 up until December 31st. And then they're closed until March. So, I mean, you got all summer, guys. But yeah, we went out last night, and I was actually really pessimistic because, again, it feels like it's been years since I've caught a fish. So I was like, you know what? Done with freshwater. Everyone on here knows I've been trying freshwater, and it just hasn't been working for me. So I was like, I'm done with freshwater. Let's go to Gloucester Point. We went to Gloucester Point, and someone came out and said that no one had caught anything in almost 24 hours out there. So we were almost to the pier, and then we just stopped, and we were like, you know what? Let's go to somewhere else. We decided on Buckroe. And when we got there, we sat there for 45 minutes. We tried shrimp at first and got nothing. We were almost ready to give up. I was like, all right, I'm switching to squid. I switched to squid, and within 3 minutes of my line being in the water, rod bent over. I got some footage. I got some footage. It's not the greatest, but I did get some footage, and unfortunately, if you know anything about that pier, it is always windy, so the audio was broken up, and as I was going back over it, trying to edit some video, it became apparent there were some people behind us that were using choice language that I just don't want to have in my content, so I'm just going to voice over on it and just kind of explain what was going on, because like I said, I got some footage. It wasn't the greatest. Between trying to catch the fish and film at the same time, I just didn't have the capability to do it. So most of the footage is of Brandon and Elsa, but there's a little bit of me in there. And I'll throw in some pictures here at the beginning of it. And enjoy, guys. Alright, so this is one that I caught. Unfortunately, it was foul hooked. When I felt it hit, I set the line a little too early, is my guess, and yanked it right out of his mouth directly into his pec fin. You'll see we do get the hook out. I actually handed the pliers off to Brandon because I was kind of struggling with it, and he managed to do it within a second or two. And hang on, you're about to see it. There's Brandon with the pliers, and hooks out. So yeah, I was just struggling with it at the angle I was at. But you can see the ray didn't bleed. It didn't even bleed from that. It was seemingly unscathed, and I'm about to try and use like lipper pliers. I don't know exactly what they're called, to get it back in the water. I get it picked up, and it starts slipping. I'm slowly trying to get it back down, and I dropped it. I felt real bad, but I got him back on. I got back up.
Good God.
Babe, my pole. Oh, yours. Oh my God. Alright, set it to your hip.
Are you okay? Isn't that a good thing though?
Nope. Brandon got hooked for a second. At least they didn't go to the bar.
All right, so in that last clip, this is the ray that he hooked up on while we were trying to get mine up. While we were trying to pull mine up, I was just holding it out of the water, waiting for him to get his to the point where someone could help him handline it, because we had to do that with all of them. All of them. The one I had spit the hook, and it came flying up 15 feet, give or take, and the hook landed right in Brandon's thumb. Luckily, it didn't go deep. It just hit it just enough to stick into the skin, and he could pick it out by hand. But this was what he caught at the same time, and we got this one up on the dock. He went to step on the tail to, kind of immobilize it, and he was wearing Hey Dudes, so it didn't work out so well. I had to step on it, and when I say we stepped on the tail, we didn't apply a lot of pressure. It was just enough to keep it from swinging around. These two right here is another one we both hooked up at the same time, or another time we both hooked up at the exact same time, and we were able to land both of them, thankfully, and get them back in the water. I think you'll see his go back in, and then mine is the one that I'm still messing with the hook in it. It's got like a perfect hook set though, and went right in the mouth, came right out the bottom of the chin, or bottom of the mouth. I don't know why I said chin. But I think Brandon again grabs the pliers, and he gets it out. I was struggling with getting the hooks out. I really was. I'm not going to lie. And there, it's out. And then we got the fish back in the water. This is Elsa's first fish ever. First fish she's ever hooked up on. And she's been fishing with us for at least a year. At least a year. So it's been a while since any of us have caught anything. So this was a relearning experience for us. I'm used to fishing from the shore. Look at that rod bend, guys. Look at that rod bend. I'm used to fishing from the shore, and this is just, it was new to me to fish from this pier. Look at that. That's insane. But yeah, I mean, she fought this fish for, and it was a rough fight. I know it was. But I hand the camera over to try and get it up. And I'm pretty sure the line breaks on this one, if I'm remembering correctly. We get it real close and the line breaks. As you can see, I keep putting my sleeves over my hands so I don't get line cuts. And it was working, but it wasn't working great. The next morning, we went out to Walmart and grabbed some gloves and the line just broke. Anyways, like I was saying, we went out to Walmart, got some gloves, and we went fishing again in the morning. We didn't get any footage of that. I do have some pictures that I'll put at the end of this video of a couple of the catches we had. But, yeah, we just kind of found out the gloves work really well. And from the point of them being just out of the water to on the pier with the gloves is seconds, like 2 seconds compared to what you've seen in this video. I think this line breaks 2. I'm not 100% sure. We broke 5 lines that night. And we still caught like 14 fish between us, it was like 14 fish. I think, actually, it might have been 13. I think I got 7 and he got 6. But again, at least 4 lines broke. And there he goes. He's trying to get the one that hit mine. And this happened a lot that night. There was a lot of hookups between us. And you can see my rod there. I'm going to be reviewing that in my next video along with the reel that's on it. The reel that's on it is over 10 years old. And I'll talk a little bit about it on my next video. But I think last night and earlier this morning, which today is the 17th when I'm recording this, I think that's the last time I'm going to use that reel. I'm going to get a new reel. And I'll explain why on my next video. Nope, we get this one in, I believe. I thought it broke, but we get this one in. I think this is one of the ones we measure. Yeah, this is one of the ones we measure. Oh, we dropped it. I forgot we dropped it. Now I feel bad. But yeah, you can see me stepping on the tail again. Like I said, not putting a lot of pressure. You could see it pull away that first time. I don't put a lot of pressure. I do enough to where it can't whip its tail, but it can still, kind of wiggle a little bit. Because them barbs do hurt, and we're out in the middle of a pier, It's not very easy to get down the pier, or gather up all your gear, get down the pier, and get to a hospital if something bad does happen. So, it's always good to take a little extra precaution. But you can see it still has a lot of fight left in it, so it goes back in the water and swims right off. None of the ones we caught seemed to have any issues once they got back in the water. But you can see it's a far drop. I'm surprised that they did as well as they did. There's me fishing.
Oh yeah.
This right here, this is Elsa's pole. You can see how that's fight. Like, that's way too much flex on that little pole, man. She's actually gonna be upgrading hers soon, as is Brandon. Hopefully, I can convince them to both get one pieces. I mean, just look at that. It's insane. And I mean, these were back to back hits. It was once we figured out what bait was working and what to do. Oh, look, the line broke. I forgot about that. But yeah, once we figured out what bait to use and where to cast, because they were sitting like one spot in the water, and that was it. All right, here's me fighting. You can see that bend compared to theirs. I did. I ended up handlining a bunch of them, just so everyone is aware. I handlined most of them last night. I mean, you can see the flex on that rod. That's a heavy rod, and it was flexing like that most of the night. Alright, so I know this video is a bit low quality, and I apologize for that. I am planning on upgrading some equipment, getting a chest piece or a chest mount for my phone, and just, I don't know, hopefully I can find somewhere to fish or find an area out there to fish next time I go that doesn't have other people around. And yeah, but I don't know what happened. My video cut off there at the end, and I lost the footage of us getting what we were fighting at that point up on the pier. So I don't know what happened there, but like I said, my next video is going to be a review on the rod that I was using, along with the reel that was on it. Excuse me. And I I hope I can get out there and go fishing again soon and get some better footage. Because again, that was just bad. I know it was, but I gotta get the content up, guys. So please leave a like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for more because it's just gonna get better. Nope.